Alright, so this is going to be a tutorial on how to use Twine, some more advanced features of Twine. So, at the heart of Twine, it is a kind of choose your own adventure media creation tool. However, there is a lot of built-in functionality with a little bit of coding language in JavaScript, some HTML, and CSS, which is used in web design. So today I'm just going to show you a few little things that are a little bit more advanced. Now, the way you're going to want to do this is using the Twine Cookbook. So the Twine Cookbook is exactly like it sounds. It's kind of like a cookbook. It gives you some recipes for how you can do some cool stuff in Twine. So, and you follow it just like a cookbook almost. So that's kind of like coding in general. If you follow along with some coding tutorials, it pretty much tells you how to do it exactly. Twine's no different. So let's just look in the cookbook. So there's a lot of stuff in here. You're free to read through this, but Twine 2 examples is where you're kind of going to end up. So there's a lot in here. So we can look at geolocation, putting in Google fonts, using the date and time in our Twine programs. We can do dice rolling, hidden links, images. So I'm going to go to just delayed text. So what happens when you click on this, you're always going to get like 4 options. The one we always are going to use for class is Harlow. That's what we're scripting in. So this is just delayed text. So it says delayed text uses this, and it really does what it looks like. It delays your text. So if you look at this here, you can see a bit of this is JavaScript. So let's just copy and paste this part. You know the part you have to copy and paste because it's going to be the curly brace part, not like this stuff up here. So let's copy and paste this. So Control C, or you're free to write it too. So you pet the dog. Let's try to put this in our story somewhere. Okay, the dog looks sad. So that's going to show up. Let's preview this. So the dog looks sad. I'm going to change the background color because that red color from my last tutorial is quite jarring. So that was in style sheet. I'm just going to get rid of that. Okay. All right, so let's say you laugh at the dog and the dog looks sad. So let's say I want to put in delayed text. I'm going to paste this in. Now, if we read this JavaScript code, all this is just saying is how many seconds should pass before this text should display. So watch this. Let's say, the dog looks sad. The dog comes over. Oops, sorry about my typing. Comes over to you and lets you pet it. So let's look at this now. So let's run this. So the dog looks sad. 5 seconds are going to pass. Then this text is going to display. So that's a little bit of a more advanced topic in Twine, right? It's not just doing the simple, basic, choices. So let's try something else. So let me pull this in here. Let's do another one. I don't know, how about... And you're going to find some stuff is going to be like complex, like static health bars is probably complex. Let's do date and time. So let's see, we're looking at this. The current date is current-date. That looks like how you put in. So let's do the current weekday. So let's look at this. So I could say, maybe you wake up in bed, you see a dog in a room, and maybe I want to write, it is currently and now we just do, from the cookbook it says weekday, colon. Let's see if that works. So I hit test from here. It currently is a Sunday. Okay, so obviously I'm recording this on a Sunday. If I open Twine on a Monday, it would say it's a Monday. So there's a lot of stuff like this. It's just learning how to use it and kind of do it with the code, because some stuff is going to be tricky, but you can pretty much do a bunch of stuff in Twine if you just simply read and kind of you know, use trial and error, because some stuff is not going to work so easily. So let's do one more. So let's do you pet the dog. And then let's do something random. So we can make a lot of random choices into Twine, which is nice. So let's do something like, there is, you pet the dog, and then here's how you do this. You put in parentheses, either, with a colon, the dog either, and then I can do growls at you. And then you separate your choices by a comma. So growls at you, is delighted, is indifferent. I believe this is telling me I probably need that in quotes. Let's preemptively put quotes just to balance that out. Yep. So you're going to find that sometimes Twine highlights stuff if you're making a mistake for you. It's kind of an indicator that I did something wrong. So there we go. So now let's see what happens when I run this test from here. So the dog growls at me. It picked one of those random options. So watch if I refresh it. When I refresh it, it is giving me completely random options. So every time you rerun this, it'll give you another random option for your story. That could be pretty useful for, you know, if you're doing some things in Twine. So my point with this is that you can do a bunch, but you have to use the cookbook. It's there for you, and you're always using the Harlow version of the cookbook. So with, you know, doing all of this stuff, you can make a pretty solid experience in Twine. Again, there's always more that you can be doing and learning. I don't have Twine mastered, but you know, it's always a constant learning experience. That's just a little bit more advanced stuff. Feel free to use stuff that we haven't seen in this video, Google some examples. You know, it's your project, make it yours.